And welcome everyone. We're really glad you're here. I think Eslam is also here, and he's going to present to us on managing educator accounts. And he actually signed up for another one later on too. So we're really excited to have Eslam show us some of the things that are happening on the Globe website to help us manage the things that we're doing as Globe partners. So Eslam, are you ready?
Thank you, Jen. Yes, I am ready. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, everyone. As Jennifer Bergeau mentioned, that I'm going to be showing you today a portion of the control panel on the Globe website. Particularly it's called the partner dashboard. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the partner dashboard. However, I'm just going to go through it and answer any questions you might have. It's a great place for any partner to just for you, a Globe partner to go and check on the educator accounts they have that belongs or that follows their partnership, and follow up with them if need assistance or anything. And also there are also other reminders that they can see for tasks that need to be done, and other items like that. So I'll show it to you, and then from there we can go. If you have any questions, let me know. And then we're going to have another session, as Jennifer mentioned, that we will be talking about other items of the control panel. And the next time we'll have more time, even for if you just want me to show you a different part or a particular item, that I'll be happy to do that as well. Okay. So Jennifer, is it okay to share my screen? Can I do that?
You should have permission.
Thank you. Okay. So this is the Globe website, and all of you as US partners should have access to the control panel. And simply once you go to the home page, you'll see it from here. I'm going to go back to the home page, and then as you see here, there's a small little icon, and if you put the mouse on it, it will say menu. If you click on it, it will open this side control panel. In the older system, it used to be called control panel. Now we're still in the habit of calling it control panel, but it doesn't have a control panel on it. On the upper part, you'll see go to, and that will take you to your organizations and the data entry and my observation and visualization as well. So some quick links to take you where the data and your organizations are. And then if you collapse that, you'll see manage, and that will show you users and organizations, a partner dashboard, trainer dashboard, and then workshop administration. Today, we're going to just focus on the partner dashboard. Another day, we could just pick any other part of those, but for our session today, we're just going to focus on the partner dashboard. So the partner dashboard, if you click on it, it will show you a quick overview of your organization. Of course, I have Global Implementation Office as my main organization, but I can also check the United States. For you, you're going to have your partnership organization listed here. So mainly unless you have more than one organization, they could be listed, and then you will select between them. But if you have only one partner organization associated with your account, then by default, it will be listed here. Okay, so I just changed it because it defaults to my main organization. So I had to change it to the United States. And as you see here, we have 5 requested accounts, and then the approved accounts, 1,298, and so on. And it shows you in each stage of the account status, it shows you how many accounts are there. So for example, if you have any accounts that's pending approval and it's requested under your organization, you can simply click on the link account requested. and then it will just give you a list of all the teachers who requested to create accounts under your partnership. Okay. And then you can simply approve the account. Right now, at the help desk, we're doing this daily. So we don't want the users to wait after they create the account. We want to make sure that they quickly, their account gets approved and they have, they're able to get in training or take the e-training. But we always review the account, make sure it's a good account, the name and the email and the school. Once everything checks right, that looks right, then we approve the account. If anything doesn't look right to us, then we have to investigate the school, or we communicate with the person, we get more information from them, and then that before we approve them. Again, if everything is okay and looks fine, we go ahead and approve the account. And if not, then we communicate with the person when we do not approve. Simply to communicate with the person, you don't need to go anywhere. You can just check here, and then you can email selected. As you see here, it's going to give me the option to email the selected person. If I don't know who that is, or I'm not sure, or I want to get more information, I can easily do that. If for whatever reason I feel that this person is not real, like it's hacker or someone like a weird name, doesn't look legit or doesn't look like a teacher, in that case, I can simply just click on the name or check the box and then click deactivate. So in that case, I will just deactivate the account because I don't want that person to have even ability to join a workshop or do anything like that. Right now, the older system approved accounts didn't really have a lot to, they were not able to do much beyond taking the e-training and try to get trained. Once they get trained, whether a workshop or through the e-training, they were able to have a page, and then through the page they can create student accounts. Currently, approval process has changed. So once we approve the account, they can actually have a My Page, and they get to have to create student account. And once they can create student account, their student can go use the Global Observer app and the website. They will not be able to enter data for all of the protocols until they get trained, though. So that part's still not there yet. So I'll go out of that part. I'm going to go back to the partner dashboard, and as I said, the list, what we saw exactly in the account requested, the same goes for any account status listed here. So for example, account approved. So those are all the people who have account approved currently under the United States. For you, you can go and see the people that's approved under your partnership. If for any reason you feel that the person is not working, or they're not legit, they're not a real person, you can still do the same. Even if they're approved, you can still deactivate the account. If you want to communicate with these users, let's say that they are account approved, but they don't have any training, and you want to communicate with them about a training that you're going to have, like a workshop or anything like that, you can simply select the people. You can select all from here, as you see, and then just click on email all or email selected, and then just send them an email about any news you would like to share with them or any upcoming workshops, and just all communicate with them. Maybe they could give you a feedback if they would like to join a workshop, and then you can use their feedback to actually create a workshop or organize a workshop for them. So that's another thing. And as I said, you can continue here the pre-candidate, those who actually registered for a workshop, but they have not finished the workshop, and then they're candidates and newly workshop trained. And then the list goes. And again, you can always communicate with those the same way as I showed in the other lists. And then there is also lists of global observers as well as trainers, as you see here, and pre-candidate mentor trainers and pre-candidate trainers and so on. So you can communicate with those if you wish. After
Eslam,
yes.
there's a question.
Oh,
Larissa has her hand raised.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Islam, for your hard work, and we always rely on your help and assistance. Thank you very much. Just a quick question. Maybe it's just me, but it's still a little bit fuzzy to me. When you say we approve an account, you mean the partners have the authority to approve the account? Is that
that,
correct? So
yeah,
when I recruit new teacher or new school, I
Yep.
ask them to register.
Yep.
And then when they register, it's up to us in our partnership to approve his or her account.
as long as they selected your partnership. Let's say, for example, if they went to join and then they created a Globe Observer instead of a Globe Educator account and they did not join a partner, then you will not be able to see them under your partnership. If they
Sure.
created a Globe Educator account, but for some reason they missed to select you as a partner, so it's not gonna follow you and you will not be able to see them.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
That's that's why I'm saying you need to go there to look at what you have. Like if anybody
Sure.
joined and they picked you as a partner, they will show there, and then you can approve them, communicate with them, of course. And I'm saying that we also in the help desk we approve these accounts on daily basis just to make sure that the users are not waiting for the partner to approve them. So you might go, I mean, you already have a bunch of approved accounts. It's because we've already approved them. So we approve
right.
whether, because also some of these accounts they don't they were created in a region where there is no partner, for example, or somehow they didn't select a partner. Like I've seen it, you know, not frequently, but every now and then I'll get an account that is not associated with a partner. So in that case, we need to go and approve the account ourselves in the help desk. But most of the accounts already come and they are joined a partnership. So in that case, you can approve them. Depends on, of course, which partners they selected. The partner can go and approve the account.
Sure.
It'd be great if you get into the habit of checking the control panel and particularly the partner dashboard whenever you log into the website. Just take a look and see what's happening there. Is there anybody who requested account under your partnership? Anybody approved, and so on. So that's what I'm saying is, yes, you have the full right to approve people under your partnership, but we also do that on daily basis just to make sure nobody's waiting and they can quickly get trained and start working on the Globe website.
Sure, I understand. So let me just ask a little bit sort of follow-up question here.
Sure.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So if a teacher decided to register for the Globe Observer first, so she or he in that application form, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but if they are registering for the Globe Observer app, there is no place where they can say, I would like to join XYZ partnership. So there is no place for them to check that mark. So
Okay.
Can I jump in here for a second?
Lisa, yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so we just redesigned the whole joining Globe process.
Oh, okay, okay.
So when a user comes in and requests an educator account, the first thing that happens is that they have access to Globe Observer. So it used to be where you got an observer account and then you went back in and asked for a teacher account, and it just created a lot of issues. So now we've cleaned that up. So when you go in and request your account as an educator, you automatically have access to Globe Observer. You can do the Observer protocols. In the United States, you also, once you are approved by either the help desk or your partner, you then have access to student accounts. At that point, you are still only you're still restricted to observer because you haven't taken any training. But with this new process, you can do observer and you can do observer with your students, and you have student accounts. If you
Thank you.
want to move forward and do the other protocols, at that point you have to get trained. So that's the difference. And hopefully it streamlines entry into Globe, and it gives you more visibility into what teachers are using Globe, but maybe only are using it with Observer.
Okay. Thank you very much. What would be very helpful, and I apologize for taking so much time. I'm about done. I just want to really clarify it once and for all. Would it be possible to get access for partners like myself to get a copy of teacher application form? Just generic, nothing specific. I would like to see what it is that what forms, what steps they go through to register for Globe Observer and for registering themselves as a Globe school. It just to give me an idea of what steps they're going through. It would be very helpful if you would provide the copy. Again, not nobody's specific form, but generic form. So
yeah,
that
I mean, I can, it's just a form on the website, so what I can do is just take a screenshot.
Yeah.
And send that to the group, just so
Yeah.
you know exactly what they're supplying. It's, that really hasn't changed a whole lot, but
Sure.
yeah.
I can quickly go there and shoot you. I mean, Larissa, you can simply just go there from like going to join.
Yeah.
And then see where it says ready to join.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, ready to join, and then Globe account type. And if you just go there, actually, you can go through the process yourself. Like, see, will show you the information, and then as you see, he says create an account.
All right.
And then it will just ask you these questions. So you can, even if you logged in, like you see, I'm logged in, and yet it's still allowing me to review the process. So if you would like to review the process, you can just go to the website and click on join, ready to join, and then create an account and just follow the question and the process, and it will tell you exactly what you need to know.
Oh, thank you. So what you're saying that these are not restrictive steps. So the algorithm would not get me into the dead end if I will click certain that.
I mean,
okay,
you just fill some information just to
sure.
do the process, but you just don't hit the submit button at the end.
And the last question, and I'll stop talking. So I assume you made those changes most recently, because a couple weeks ago, when I was very happy to recruit a very nice school and school district in Whitensville, Massachusetts. So the teachers were assigned, they were trying to make a new account, and then they assured me, we went through that together, but as a result, but they still, the school still doesn't show in the system. They are very confused, so what to do next? So maybe they did something wrong when they completed the application. So I guess if you change something more close to the day to day, then probably we should start that process again. But a couple weeks ago, together with superintendent and school principal and STEM teachers, we were trying to get through the system, and we were not able to get that. So again, Islam, and I'm not recognizing the voice. Somebody, was it Lisa who yes, Lisa. So thank you for commenting and answering my questions. Islam is always my first person to go to. Thank you very much for your help, and I know it's a lot of work behind the screen, so I'm really grateful for your help. We will try to get through this together. So thank you very much.
Sure, thank you, Larissa. And by the way, it did happen recently. I'm not sure, maybe Lisa remember the exact date, but I remember when we had a discussion with you, Larissa, and the teachers. I think it was more than 2 months ago. We had a phone call about some account.
Yes, yeah,
yeah, at that point it was not done yet. But later on, that process was launched, and it's supposed to make things easier, because it's supposed to clean things, instead of having the teacher create a Globe Observer by mistake and then go through. No, what goes on the Globe Observer app, and this is important now, that the same process on the website is right now on the Globe Observer app, so people should not get confused.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Thank
that will
you.
eliminate that confusion. Yeah.
It's very important to have it timely because, like, for example, today the teachers have presented to the school committee, and we were hoping to really demonstrate the school page on Globe, and basically to demonstrate. They were not able to get through this, but that's okay. But this is just really one of the reasons when I'm trying to learn as much as I can from you and from Lisa and from all of your team, how to make it very seamlessly. So because as soon as we recruit some school district or school or nonprofit organization, we want to make sure we go through the process very quickly. Otherwise, we lose interest in they lose interest.
And this is why part of the reasons why we in the help desk we approve the accounts on daily basis. It's just because we don't want users to wait. We know that once they create the account, they really want to start, either get trained or enter data or whatever they want to do. So we try to get that. Again, it's great if the Globe partner can go and actually look at the account list and approve them, and also get into the habit of communicating with the educators and try to see, if they can get them a workshop or other communications. But it's always good to do that. However, we try to get them approved as quickly as possible.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Eslam, and thank you, Lisa. I apologize taking too much of everybody's time. Thank you. Back to you.
No problem. And Eslam, again, if I could just jump in for one quick minute, there's some questions here about whether a teacher can create a school. What happens is when you go in and request your educator account, it will ask you what your school is. And you start to type it or whatnot, and then the system will come up with suggestions of schools that are already in the system that might be your school. You either pick one of those because your school already exists, or if your school is not in the system, you enter the information for your institution, and then when your account is approved, the school is created.
Thank you.
So that's how that works.
Thank you very much.
And from that point on, actually, the school follows the status of the teacher. For example, account requested mean that the school still not showing, still not active yet. Once the account is approved, the school is approved, and once the account, so in every status of the account, the school follows the educator account. Once the school is active and listed on the website, it's active. So even if a new teacher joins the school already active, it's not going to follow the new teacher status. It's already been active school in the system, so it's going to stay active school in the system. And that's a great question, because also, let's say that after they created the account and joined the school, they change the school. They either want to move to a different school that's a Globe school, or they want to create a new school in the system and have it as their new school. In this case, they will need to contact us in the help desk to actually help them move from one school to the other, or add the new school in the system and then associate that school with their account. So that's also another thing about the schools. Going back to the partner dashboard, after the account status here, as you see, that section is for the accounts.
Hold on, Eslam. There was another question. Christy has her hand raised.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Eslam and Lisa. Thanks for that explanation. Larissa, for your question. I think my question is really, I think we can relate if we've done in-person workshops. And in the past, you could create a training site so that they can enter data for being there in the workshop. And now that we have this amazing Globe Observer app, and I show the app, I'm like, yes, get the app. They get the app, they join the school, or they get an account, they join their organization and maybe a team. And then they look at my app and I have the data entry because I've been trained, and they haven't yet, but they want to enter the data and learn how to do it. So then I'm sharing my phone with all the groups so that they can enter the data. Is there a way that we can maybe on the fly as partners approve them as being trained during the workshop. They can refresh the app, get the data entry, and as long as we are there live saying, yes, this is valid data, even though it's training, like, how do we do this? Because otherwise we lose some of the momentum for them to go back later, use the app for entering data as trained observers.
And
Not just as citizen, not just as globe observers.
right. So you're saying use the app so that they can enter data for all the protocols, which is why they're in the workshop. Right. So, Eslam, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sorry to keep jumping in here. But I believe that as soon as they enter the workshop, if you mark them as trained, then they are able to enter data.
Correct. So would that be the workflow is like,
yeah, if you
training, now you're trained.
Well, I mean, that's what unlocks that capability. So it's at your discretion, I suppose, as to when you want to mark them as trained.
Okay.
So Christy, so there is actually right now, the best way to do this is actually from the workshop management tool, which I'm gonna do in a different session. But so I will show you quickly here since we're here. And Jennifer, Jen, please, if I'm taking too long, you can tell me, for example, that time out or done. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and quickly show that the workshop administration tool to answer that question for Christy. So, do you still see the link to the workshop administration tool that I have?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go to search and manage existing workshops. Okay, close. So this one is closed. Okay, I'm just gonna open it just to, as an example. So let's say that you created this workshop and you have a list of educators who actually participated in the workshop, and you want to make sure that during the workshop they're going to be able to do some training. So once they register and you're aware of them and you know them, you can simply go to the roster where they actually are listed, and you can quickly, instead of approving each one, you can just click on everybody, click on all, and then click to change the registration status. So as you see here, it's all complete. Okay. My understanding that if you do just in session here, if you change it from pending or registered to in session, that's going to enable them to use the data entry for training. Okay, which means that they can go on the website and use the data entry for training. I'm not 100% sure if that will allow them. Lisa, if you know, Lisa, please let me know if that's gonna show up on the Globe Observer app. But if you really
they won't be able to until it's complete.
Yeah, it does not unlock that capability on the app, Eslam, that all data entry until you are trained.
So we'll only allow them on the website, but it's not on the app.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure that's right.
Yeah, so in that case, what you could do, if you are sure, you can just click on complete and then just give them the ability to enter the data on the day. You can even, you don't have to tell them that you don't have to communicate with them that they completed the training. Just click on complete, and then during the workshop, have them open the app, enter the data, train and get trained and everything, and then you can close the workshop later. And if someone for whatever reason did not attend the workshop, or you can always go back and change your registration status. Like, for example, even though this workshop is closed and these people did complete the workshop, however, I can select anybody that I know that, for example, they did not attend, and I can go back and change the registration status to withdraw or decline, cancel, or anything that means they did not join. You can even delete this person from the workshop, and that way they will not have the workshop history in their account if you just do not want that. So that simply you can control the workshop in any status, any stage you want. So for example, if you really want to have that momentum, as you said, and make sure that they're able to enter data in the workshop itself, in the date, in the field, then you can simply just give them that complete ahead of time. You're aware of it, and then once the workshop is done, you can just close the workshop and send them the certificates. However, I will, if you do this in preparation for the workshop, I would do it really close to the workshop, like maybe the day before. Okay, so I would want to do like a week before, you know, ahead of time, and then do the workshop later. I would really just try to make it the day before the workshop. I will go to the workshop management tool and make them complete the workshop. Would that help? Is that a good answer?
That's wonderful. Yes, thank you so much. That helps with the workflow for sure, and just having people be able to use the app during the training. It's great. Thank you. And I have one super quick request. The timing of this globe maintenance, that's going to be on the 22nd. I saw the email that came out.
Yep.
That coincides with when all my students are getting their doing their e-training by midnight on this Thursday. So could you start it at 4 a.m. instead of at 1 a.m.?
No, at least that.
Because they're going to work up until the deadline of 11:59 when my assignment's due. And I don't want them to all email me at like 9 o'clock saying, website's down, can't do it. Sorry.
So I can't do the math here. This is supposed to start at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, and you're asking for it, and that was 3.
That's good to know. The 5 p.m. Eastern is great. It's even better if you can start it maybe a little bit later, because I'm 4 hours difference in time zone. I am 4 hours earlier in Alaska. And I know they're all working on it. And there are some students with accommodations who get the following day to do the work. So they actually get until Friday at midnight. Sorry. It's just timing. Like I saw that message. I'm like, oh, this is their big Globe training.
Yeah, the problem is we were not aware of this. Like we did communicate we saw a couple of workshops that's happening, and we tried to communicate.
Okay. I understand. Well, Friday at 5 is great. I'll communicate that to my students. Thank you.
Okay, great. And I mean, if you need us to slide it an hour or so, just, let me know, and I'm sure we can work that out.
I'm happy Lisa's here because this is great help. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, so back to the partner dashboard, and then the other section is actually related to the workshop tasks, and we just showed the workshop management tool, and again we're going to discuss that in another day. However, for today we're just going to show the reminders. So the great thing about the workshop, the partner dashboard, that it encompasses and shows you a quick view of any pending tasks that you need to take care of regarding workshops. Like if there is a workshop that's pending and need to be closed, if anything like that. And you will see here it's saying workshop tasks reminders, and it's listing, of course, because here we're still under Global Implementation Office, so we will show all workshops everywhere else. But let's say just under United States, and these are the workshops under United States. And as you see, we'll also show reminders for this workshop, and that's going to be also smaller for you since it's going to be only workshops under your partnership, but it will show you any pending tasks that needs some sort of an action. Okay, that's simply it. The partner dashboard, again, it's quick and easy and simple, but it's very helpful for any partner. Also, it's very good for country coordinators, and I usually try to show the country coordinators how to use it in our sessions when we do any website orientation. So I'm here, and if you want to have any questions about the partner dashboard, I'm happy to answer it. If we have more time, I'm happy to answer any other question, whether regarding to the partner dashboard or the control panel or the website.
Thank you, Eslam. There's a lot here for sure, and good discussions. And I think that having you here is just giving us all an opportunity to look through things that maybe we forgot about or didn't know about or need a reminder. So anybody have any questions? We have about 6 minutes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any way to add a partner? I know that you don't want us switching partners, but is there a way to add another partner? So sometimes people will come to our training and the University of Toledo is their official partner because they've already been trained, but I can't help them during the training because I'm not their partner. So is there a way to add a second partner?
When you say a second partner, are you talking about someone? Are we talking about a partner as a person, someone who can help you within the same partnership, or are you talking about a whole new partnership, like a different institution, a different organization?
Yeah, different institution, different organization. So I know that when I go in and see that, you can say, sometimes you see that there's a primary partnership and then sometimes there's maybe another partnership listed, but I'm not sure how that all works. You know, is there a way for us to add another partnership?
So for the first one, which is just for someone within the same partnership, if you let us know, as long as it's coming from someone in the partnership, we can always add a different person, a new person to that same partnership, as long as we verify, like, okay, for sure we know the person, we can edit their permissions. However, if it's a whole new partnership with a new organization or institution, then it has to follow the partnership process with Jen here. So Jen, if you would like to speak about that.
Oh no, I think I'm saying, like, let's say we have I'm doing a teacher workshop and there's a teacher from, let's just say, Beverly School, and Beverly School has already been trained by the University of Toledo, and our partnership is Excite Learning. So they're in my workshop and I'm trying to help them with something in the system, but I can't do anything because I'm not their partnership. I'm just teaching I'm doing the training, but they're not under the partnership which I run. Their school belongs to the University of Toledo. You know what I mean?
Okay, but you're running the workshop?
Yes.
Okay. Usually, if you're running the workshop and they attended the workshop for you, they register for the workshop, their school will join you.
Yeah, but sometimes they've already been through another training, and their first training was with the University of Toledo, so they picked the University of Toledo as their partnership. Now they're coming to another training and to our training, but they're not. You know what I mean? The University of Toledo is still listed as their partnership.
But so we're talking about actually having the partnership in the system. We're not going to add a new one, right? It's not a new process. It's just we want to switch a teacher educator from one partnership to another partnership, right?
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I just didn't know if they could be under two, so that we could both help them depending on what they're doing. No,
and they cannot be under two. So what happens in this case? It's not really the teacher that follows the partnership; it's the school.
Right.
So the school actually has to have a parent organization.
Right.
And the parent organization could be a partnership or a country. Like internationally, any school has the parent organization will be a country. Okay. In the US, the parent organization could be a partnership or the US, but of course, most of the time it's a partnership. So if needed, we can change the parent. We as the help desk, we can go in the system, and if requested by the teacher, the educator, or the partners, if they say, hey, there was a mistake here or something, we need to change the partnership in this school from this organization to this organization because they're following us and we cannot see them, then we do that. We go in the system. The partners cannot see any educator who's not following the partnership. But in that case, they can request us to help them as help desk. We can see all the educators' accounts internationally or here in the US, and we can change the parent organization of the school itself. So if needed at any point, just send us a request, let us know that which organization they're following, parent organization, and we can definitely change that to the one that they need to change it to.
Yeah, and that's the part that's tricky because sometimes that takes some time to do that. And again, the lifetime need is like I'm running a workshop and I can't impersonate them if I'm not their parent organization. I can't get into the system and do some of the more sophisticated things because they belong somewhere else. And sometimes they bounce back and forth between our workshops. So they'll go to the University of Toledo workshop, then they'll come to our workshop, then they'll go back to Toledo, then you know what I mean? So we're so close to each other. It'd be really, really helpful if you could have like a secondary parent organization. Primary is who you start with, but then you could also have a secondary.
I hear you. It's a great idea, but I'm not sure it's possible under the system, not current system. Like, as far as I know, in the current system, there's only one parent organization.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that once, yeah, I don't even have the power to add another. It's either replace it or not. Like, I can leave the partnership that exists already, the parent organization, or if I go in the system and select another one, it just replaces the older one. It does not.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And I agree with that because sometimes, you know, people will go to another state and do initial training, right? And then they come back to their second, you know, their home state. And all of a sudden there's a local partner that's right down the road.
Yep.
But because they had a training like in California, and then they come back to New Hampshire, I don't even know that there's a new person in New Hampshire because they were trained under California, and that's where the partnership is now, you know, so they're aligned with that partnership versus mine for example's sake. And so then you don't even know to be able to offer to those particular teachers that you're having a workshop that's right next door. So it would definitely be great to be able to do something like figure out where people are on their primary, but also have it represented that they may be trained at other places. Especially if we start having more and more trainings, right? So people should be able to follow and get communication from every partner that touches that person's training record, right? Or their school's training record. But I understand it's not in the current system, but I'm just throwing it out there and saying, Jody, I'm with you. I think that would be awesome that everybody that interacts with that person. I mean, we have a lot of people that are also doing pre-service training, right? So Mike Jabat's doing pre-service training in New York. Chances are all of his teachers are not going to end up in New York. It would be great if he could also connect them with the Globe partnership then wherever they move. And so then they can get support locally. So if they move to Toledo, right? Yeah. He says, hey, Jody, here's one of my teachers that just moved here. And then Jody can now add that person to her contact list because she's local, like geographic.
Yep.
So just so I understand the ask, so in that example, you would like that person to stay connected to Mike, but then also be connected to Jody. It's not that you just want her to leave Mike's partnership and then join Jody's partnership.
They want to leave. The students want to leave my partnership, but they.
Maybe we shouldn't have used Mike as an example, but yes, that's what we would want. We don't need them to necessarily leave Mike. We want them to be, again, it's more like their training record represents every partnership that they have worked with, right? And so if they're in a workshop though, and it's a workshop, you know, somebody else is giving, then it would be great if that person had the capability to manage their account on the fly during that workshop, just like their primary partnership would. So yes, Lisa, I think what you said is correct.
Okay, I think I'll just try and summarize that somehow. such that I can hand it off to DIS as a request, but I might shoot it past you first just for your review.
Yeah, that would be great, because I'm looking right now at like, you know, I went in and looked at somebody's organization, and it would be great. Yeah, just if you know, if they could just, I see it right here. I see the partner organization, but there's, and it says to edit it even gives me an option to edit it. But what I can't do is really pick another one. I could just, I can just look at it. So it'd be great if we could, yeah, if we could have access of having a second partnership. And maybe the teachers pick that as they're joining another workshop, or maybe the partners choose that, but just somehow having a second partnership or that goes along with their training, that would be great. It would solve a lot of
I
problems.
totally agree. And we had a bunch of people from New Hampshire come up here last January, and then they're now marked and trained, but they're all like, ooh, Leitzel Center, you know, and I didn't know how to move them. And same issue. And then I communicate I used to communicate using this amazing email tool through the Globe website, partner dashboard. And I love it because it's official. The email has this beautiful Globe logo at the top and it looks so official, but I stopped using that because it's too hard to figure out, okay, I just want to communicate with Alaska teachers, or I want to communicate with all the educators. So because we've trained so many people from other states and other countries up in Alaska, I don't want to bombard them only with Alaska stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
it's
Go ahead,
almost
Jen.
like, oh, I'm sorry, Larissa.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to say, it's almost like we need a way where we're affiliating schools with a partner, and I think in a way that's okay. But what really we should think about is affiliating educators with the partners that they are working with, right? So I like the idea of the school, but it's really the educators that move around. They don't stay with the same school. And so then they get stuck when they are marked with one school, that one partner can now manage that school, so that when they move to a different area where a different partner is, they're all of a sudden left. Right? They're like, help desk, because the help desk is the only one that can help at that point. If I'm in the room with them, I can't help, right? Because I don't have, well, I shouldn't use me. I probably do have that power. But let's just say, let's just say it's Jody again. Right? So in that case, they're kind of left, right? And then it does fall to the community support team at that point, because they're the only ones that can help in that moment. So yeah, I would love to move forward on this.
I'm getting what you're saying, and my brain started thinking, and I thought before the teachers used to follow the partners, and Lisa, maybe also this is for your notes, just as a background. Really long time ago, what used to happen that the school, when the teacher joins with a school, the school would follow under the state. We even have the state listed as a territory organization. They will follow, for example, Colorado or California or wherever. And then every partnership within Colorado was able to see the teachers, all the teachers in Colorado. And that, at the time, it worked, but eventually people started thinking, how about if someone wants to follow a partner that's not in their state, someone else? So let's just make the partner is the parent, so the teacher will follow them wherever they are, even if they're not in the same state. It doesn't matter, but at least we'll have the connection between the teacher and the partner rather than the location of the teacher. So now I feel like, okay, it's great that's happening, but what you're saying, that you want more partners to be able to see, which kind of similar to what was happening before But this time you want it even bigger than the state, because if the teacher go to a different state, get trained, comes back, go to a different state, and now they want to connect with a different partner, the other partner needs to see them and be able to work with them, which is good. But I'm started to wonder, like, how are we going to be able to do all this? Before we restricted it to states, and we're still in a way that restricting it to the state and the location and the partner, but we're not really restricting it to the location, because they can, the partner can be anywhere and the teacher can be anywhere within the state, and they can still work together. But what you're saying is other partners can still see them even if they don't belong to them, or even if they didn't do training. And I'm thinking the only way is to have the partners be able to see all the teachers within the United States. But I don't know how that's going to happen, and what kind of, that's going to like really open things up, and I'm not sure. So, but anyways, I just wanted to bring that background, that the partners actually used to see everybody within their state, to be able to reach out and talk to them if they want to. But then we just in the new system, we just try to tie the educator with the partner from the beginning. So instead of just waiting until a partner reach out or a training happens, well, we just from the beginning ask the teacher to select a partner to work with right now. So
yeah, so we're way over. We're 10 minutes over. So obviously we need to have this kind of conversation more. And so I think that I'm just going to propose, since again, we're over time, that what we do here is I will follow up with Eslam and Lisa about this. And also this might be something that, I mean, we're discussing this, but there may be some things that we're not capturing in terms of pros and cons of a new approach. And so I think that if we have a couple ideas around this, which we've started some right now, that what we can do then is write up something and potentially have the U.S. Partner Forum look at that, and some of the partners maybe on this call, and talk through some scenarios along with some solutions that maybe DIS has, and then see if anything else would work given these challenges, right? Because this has now been illuminated. So I do thank everyone for coming. I thank Eslam for signing up to present. And the good news is he's signed up for another one. So we can just save up all of our questions and discussions for the next time too. And hopefully Eslam will not take his name off between now and then. Like, I'm not doing that again. And so what we'll do is, and Lisa might be like, no way, this cannot happen either, because it's just like lining up things for us to do too. So that is what we'll do. And everyone have a great Wednesday.